Welcome to the world of Neon Saltwater. In these beautiful, pastel-colored, digitally created rooms, one can virtually hear the rustling sound of palm trees and feel the relentless beat of an 80s soundtrack.
I make digital rooms in CGI, which is only part of what I do. And then I'm also an interior designer / installation artist. Neon Saltwater is a name that I came up with while making a playlist years ago. This playlist was music that inspired a lot of visual imagery. I shared the playlist with a friend who I had a very mysterious and kind of inspiring connection with, and so the project then became a conquest to try to express this intangible feeling in a visual way so that I could see it and I could share it with others. So my earliest influence that I can remember was seeing a music video that my dad was recording, and it was the first music video I'd ever seen. It was Hello Goodbye by the Beatles. I would say it was influential because it was the first time I was seeing multimedia being combined, which now is a huge part of my influence for Neon Saltwater, as music plays such a role in images that I want to create. I moved to Seattle to go to Cornish College of the Arts. I did the interior design program, and we studied how interior architecture affected people's moods and experiences. Looking back, I really think the foundation of Neon Saltwater was born when I was at Cornish. Welcome to my studio. This is where I make all of my rooms. I usually get started by just getting right into the program. I'll sometimes have a room in my head. Sometimes I'll be watching a movie or a TV show or listening to music, and all the rooms end up being driven by the emotion of whatever I'm experiencing. I definitely am constantly on the street observing architecture all the time, everywhere I go, and I'll often look at something and be like, oh, I want to go home and try to render that. It's usually just kind of mimicking details that I see out in the world. A few years ago, I did an installation at Glassbox where I completely took over the space. I put up custom wallpaper, had custom furniture built, and created 3 rooms within that space. I also did that out of sight a few years ago. I wish that more of my spaces could be built, and I get frustrated by the limitations and all the logistics that have to come together to build one of these spaces in real life. I think as long as it casts a shadow on these 2 benches,
right.
That's what I want.
That's what I want. I want like an aura around this area.
So my installation at Mom is a collaboration with Brian Sanchez, who's an abstract painter and sculptor. Together we are entering each other's worlds and influencing each other's processes. So it is a 3D built-out installation. Parts of it are influenced by some of his paintings, while other parts are kind of obstructing the vacancy of my rooms.
We both like color, we both like space. Her work is very literal, my work is very abstract.
And just have vertical stripes.
See, I like that idea.
So here is a sneak peek of a part of the show. We've got these plants. Some of the leaves are right up against the glass. You can see the colors are really like blending together, and that's just something I've really been experimenting in my digital work lately that I'm excited to bring to life. So one thing a lot of people will say about my art is they'll notice that there's no people in them. A big emotion that I'm always trying to portray is this kind of euphoric and melancholy loneliness that feels both amazing and kind of sad at the same time. Of something being so beautiful, but no one is there to experience it with you. I'm kind of obsessed with that feeling, and I'm always trying to understand it, and so that's a major theme in my work.
As our tour comes to a close, We trust you've enjoyed this virtual dip into the color-saturated world of Neon Saltwater, where fruity rum drinks and orange blossom perfumed breezes are the currency of life itself.